Hello, my name is Gabby, and I will be talking about the Gikuriro project in Rwanda. So the paper was divided into 4 main sections that each focused on answering a question about the project. So the intervention focuses on the problem of malnutrition in pregnant women and eventually their newborn children. Maternal undernutrition during pregnancy and after delivery remain a public health problem all around the world. It affects the well-being of the mothers and their offspring and have a long-lasting effect on the survival, growth, and development of children, especially during the first 1,000 days after birth. According to the World Health Organization, around 45% of deaths among children under 5 are linked to undernutrition, with most of these cases occurring in low and middle income countries. So according to the Rwanda Demographic and Health Survey, the prevalence of stunting among children actually decreased from 44% in 2010 to 33% in 2020. And the amount of underweight children also declined from 18% in 2005 to about 8% in 2020. These are both really good improvements that resulted from interventions and nutrition programs by the government, but more progress is needed, especially on maternal and neonatal nutritional status, because the trend of maternal anemia and birth weight and underweight children, according to the demographic survey, remain the same in the last decade. So there are 2 types of nutritional interventions that improve nutrition and optimal fetal and child growth and development. First is the nutrition-specific intervention, which address the immediate causes of maternal, fetal, and child malnutrition, such as impoverished health and insufficient dietary intake, while nutrition-sensitive interventions address underlying and basic determinants of malnutrition, such as water, hygiene, sanitation, also known as WASH, food security, agricultural productivity, and women empowerment. So the nutrition-sensitive interventions are believed to be the foundation of allowing nutrition-specific interventions to flourish, increasing their scale, coverage, and effectiveness. So what exactly is the Gikuriro project? There were 2 main international agencies that came together, the Catholic Relief Services and the Netherlands Development Organization, and they implemented a USAID-funded Integrated Nutrition and Water Sanitation Hygiene Activity, or INWA, which was renamed in Rwanda as the Gikuriro, which means good growth as opposed to stunting. The overall goal was to improve the nutritional status of women of reproductive age and children aged under 5. It focuses on capacity building and nutrition and WASH service delivery with the purpose of achieving their goal. So the purpose of the experiment was to see the benefits, challenges, and limitations of applying a project like the Gikuriro project among pregnant women and lactating mothers, and it's also used to give more information for future interventions and better applications and delivery of the interventions. So they focused on 5 main districts where the Gikuriro program was implemented through a collaboration of the government and the CRS. So they mainly focused on two districts in the eastern province, 1 in the western province, and 2 in the Kigali city, as you can see on this map. And they applied a nutrition intervention package, which included 4 main interventions, 1 being nutrition specific and 3 nutrition sensitive. So the nutrition sensitive ones included agricultural productivity, which focused on teaching pregnant and lactating women about nutrition sensitive agriculture and increasing agricultural production through biointensive techniques. They also promoted financial literacy and economic resilience. Women were grouped into saving and internal lending communities, or SILC, that responded to financial problems that prevented them from attaining better nutrition in the first place. And they also improved access to WASH services, which were implemented through CHCs, or community-based environmental health promotion programs. These community health clubs, or the community health clubs, at the village level would implement these programs, and they were responsible for monitoring levels of hygiene, and facilitators visited each household to observe sanitation and environmental conditions. So the nutrition-specific intervention, women received nutrition education and counseling by which are community health workers, and there was they would go through these training processes. So nutritionists and CHWs were in charge of receiving training, and then the community health workers in charge would train community health workers at the village level. And then the trained nutritionists would counsel pregnant women about nutrition during prenatal care visits, with sessions lasting about 30 to 45 minutes. And the nutritionists also trained the women through cooking demonstrations and having a balanced diet through the village nutrition school. The community health workers also were supervised by community health officers who gave further nutrition education and counseling at the household level. So their results were divided into two main sections of effects and challenges with subsections under both. So we'll be going over an overview of their results. So some of the positive effects that came out of their study was an increase in nutritional knowledge due to their teachings, including more knowledge about a balanced diet, learning how to save, learning how to cultivate and using kitchen gardens, and increased hygiene practices. There was also a perceived improved nutrition status. They believed that they were indeed benefiting from the programs and the teachings, and they also came out with a more positive nutritional mindset. And there was also an increase in independence and empowerment of women, including improved financial literacy. However, there were many challenges and limitations. So a lack of awareness of the programs, simply from ignorance or just not being interested in learning about nutritional programs. There were also many with negative attitude and beliefs about the programs, caused by religion or misconceptions about nutrition or traditional mindsets, and also negative mindsets about not believing that they would benefit, or also just thinking that they would get money instead of actual help. There were also economic constraints, so there was a lack of food for certain demonstrations for cooking, and a lot of the women don't have a lot of money because they're in an impoverished country and they just didn't have the money to buy certain foods. There was also a lack of support in time. Some women didn't find support from their spouses, and there weren't caregivers at home to take care of their children for them to have time to learn about improving their nutritional status. Or some were just busy looking for a job or working to help make money for their home. There was also a lack of inclusiveness of all social groups. They only included social classes 1 and 2 and excluded social classes 3 and 4. So was the intervention successful in addressing the nutritional issue? I would say yes. Although there were many challenges, those challenges can be faced by furthering the program and continuing the program. So for a more successful intervention, some of the challenges do have to be some of the challenges do have to be addressed, and some ways that they could do that include involving the men or the husbands of the house to help out the women in nutritional care, learning more about nutrition, more awareness campaigns on the misconceptions about nutrition interventions, and just more support for pregnant women and lactating mothers as their economic development and empowerment being enhanced as well. Here are my sources, and thank you for watching. With the CHWs receiving in-service training monthly.